Alright, so I just made a video like literally a couple minutes ago, but I really want to touch back on kind of the same things, just more into depth. I kind of said what I had to say, just it wasn't really structured as well as I would have wanted to be, and I'm still gonna post it, but I just want to make another one on getting into things. So the whole idea was taking things for granted, and I got this written down on a notebook, just like a couple things that I feel I take for granted. Um, I said taking life for granted, taking love for granted, family, youthfulness, hard work, and the last one was taking ourselves for granted, actually. And I want to touch back on, geez, through my acne. I should write down taking skincare routine for granted. Holy. Anyway, I want to talk about life, taking life for granted. That's such a, I think vague is the word, or cliche, life. And that word can mean anything. It really can. But we only have one, as far as we know. We know this, right? We probably heard this a million times because I know I have. We only have one. Except the thing is, like, you can hear something, but when you act, it's different between hearing it and then actually letting it resonate with you, or actually having a moment that shows you that that shit is like serious, you know? And I believe that I've gone through that numerous amounts of times, and yeah, I still turn my back on it in some cases. And obviously I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to really pick up on it and take it seriously. And that's why I'm here, like, making these videos, trying to stay consistent. But I mean, life is, I although I'm not at the best point, I really believe that life is really like giving, you know? I don't think life is just so unforgiving. It's so unfair. And I'm saying that in a place of like going through a lot in my personal life, right? And I still believe that life can be so giving, except one has to be willing to hold their hand out. And it's not just a simple, all right, place the good shit in my hand. Like, it takes a lot of work to hold that hand out, to be worthy of receiving the gifts of life. And I'm trying to be that person, you know. I don't want to feel like I regret not doing something, or I regret doing things that held me back. I've always said that, like, I don't want to be in a position, years later down the road where I feel like I could have done better in certain areas of my life, or I could have let go of certain habits that I was holding on to for whatever reason, right? And life gives you those opportunities to do that. Life really shows you what's good for you and what's bad for you. It's just, do you have the willpower to notice it, and to even go a step further and to let go of those things that's bad for you. And that's what I mean by taking life for granted. Like, just every day it's just the same. Like, you do the same thing and you get the same results, and you wonder why nothing's changing, But it's literally life telling you, like, hey, do something different. Here's the problem, now fix it. And of course, it's up to us to do that. And it's up to me to do that for myself. And it took me a while to realize that. And like I said, I'm still trying to, like, let it all sit with me. But I'm definitely taking action now, seriously. Next one was love. Love, man. I mean, that could really, like, it's another one about, like, it's another type of life, like, because it could really mean anything. Now, the type of love that I'm talking about, because I have family on here, so I'll just, for this particular one, love, I'll just go with, like, intimacy, right, with people. And, I'm 16, so what do I know? Like, well, man, I've had my fair share, I guess you could say, right? I think love is one of those things that I personally chase after, like approval, and I've realized that it wasn't necessarily love; it was approval from women, right? And that sounds like such a pussy thing to say, but that's the truth, and I still go through it to this day. All right, this is me revealing all of my flaws. Like a lot of people who already succeeded and do these types of improvement things, they tell you what they were doing, what they used to do. I'm telling you what I still do. So yeah, I look for approval through women, through the eyes of women, you know, and that's not healthy at all. And I can tell you that from experience. It's not. It's very bad for me, and I believe it's bad for many other people, male or female, looking for reasons through other people as to why you should love yourself. You know, like I would go to females and like if she's with me or she's showing interest, and I tell myself that means I'm doing something good in my life. But if things go wrong between me and said person, then I tell myself that I'm the issue, that maybe there's something that, you know, that I'm lacking. You know, I look for that approval through other people, females, you know. And that's a terrible habit to have. It still is a habit. In some cases, I'm very far from what it was. Truthfully, I'm very far from where I used to be, so I can speak on it in some cases where it's like me almost giving advice, but still me explaining how I'm recovering from that or withdrawing from all of that. So love is its own topic, and so is life. But love is really its own topic. It really is. Love is something that, man, I've had people, and I've been a victim of this, where you'll get into a relationship, whether it's official or not. Any involvement with a person, male or female, is a relationship, friendship, family ship, or relationship where there's intimate. Like, you know, everything's a relationship. So like I've seen people, and like I said myself, get into let's say intimate relationships, and things will go good at first, and then like always it comes crashing down, and now it's over. And then time progresses, we heal, quote unquote, so we say, and then we get with someone else, or we entertain someone else, and we say we won't do the same things, we'll be different this time. And I've watched a lot of people go back to the same ways that they were with the previous person, repeat the same mistakes, same habits, you know, same outcomes, you know. And that goes back to taking life for granted, because you're wasting time. You're wasting love, because every time you do that, it deteriorates the love that you have to give, not any that you could be giving to yourself. And so that's less and less love. But you know, I don't wanna sound like some, it's like a race car going outside, man. But I think it's still going. It's roaring. Okay, alright, it's gone. So yeah, I don't want to sound like some guru. I think that's the word, guru. Like giving like fucking relationship advice, but that's what I mean by taking love for granted. You know, save ourselves for sure. You know, the next one is taking family for granted. Now I feel like this is one of those where it's like it's only me. You know, it's only me like having to deal with this. But I know that's not true, right? I believe, geez, I hate shorts like this where I like sit and like they start to like fall down. I try to like, you know, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, family is something that I feel like I'm gonna say this with everything, but it took me a while to appreciate it. It really, like specific family members, to really understand what they've done for me. And when I say understand, like obviously I've always acknowledged it, like, oh, they're doing that, they're doing this for me, but I never really, I guess, appreciated it until recently, where it's like, okay, they're doing this for me, but they don't have to do it. And realistically, they probably shouldn't be doing it, because it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice, it really is. Because when you're in a position, you know it's love, you know it's real family, when they're like they themselves are in a position where they can't provide certain like wants in life, but they still find a way to do that just for you. And years and years, and I'm finally here where I can say like, damn, like they really love me. Like that's really my family. And it's ironic because there's this thing in my bathroom that says family, where life begins and love never ends. And I would stare at that shit. And back then when I wasn't grateful, I would be like, it's bullshit. Like, the fuck? It's so corny. But then like as time went on and like I matured more and certain things fell into place, I realized, no, that really holds, like, it holds truth. It really does hold truth. It holds a lot of truth. Because I was starting to see those things clearer and clearer. And when you really open up to those ideas of family, everything comes pouring in. At least for me, it did. Like when I started to be more sympathetic towards family, I started to feel those burdens of responsibility more and more, as I should be feeling. And I see like I owe these people my life. I really do. Because they, although they had me, I wasn't planned. That was very much a mistake. But although they had me, they spent their entire lives trying to make sure that I could live mine. So that's, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, take family for granted or took family for granted. And there's things that I'm still trying to repair in mine. So, hey man. Youthfulness. Yeah, this one's for me. Everything's for me. It's for my young people. And youthfulness is a tool, to say the least. It's a tool, it's a superpower, it's the future. That's what youthfulness is. And should we use it right, there's so much we could accomplish. Whether we do it together, which is probably better, doing things together. Or, let me take my hand off the mic, or hopefully you can hear me. Or whether we do it alone, there's still so much we can accomplish. I believe that us being at a young age and me being 16, there are no reasons why I shouldn't be able to use my age, use my strengths, my youthfulness as an advantage of getting ahead, of not repeating those mistakes made by my elders, of taking their mistakes and learning from them, taking their successes and being inspired by them and aspire to surpass those things, because that's what we're supposed to do as a young generation. Well, at least I feel that way. Like I said, I don't want to sound like, I think it's a guru. I have to really look into that. I think it's called a guru, like a person who just fucking preaches shit, right? But that's how I feel. That's really how I feel, that I should be surpassing those before me, because why wouldn't I want to do that, right? So I should take my youthfulness and use it as an advantage, instead of thinking like, oh, I'm young, there's nothing that I could do, or I'm young, I'm gonna act wild and do these stupid things that are only temporary happiness. Well, that gives temporary happiness, so that's what I mean by youthfulness. Using it as a strategy and not turning it into some burden in the future and think like, damn, I wish I would have, Next one, hard work, man. So, me personally, I was on my speech team in high school. I'm still in high school. I'm still technically on the team. I had this coach, and he told me about hard work, right? He said it took him, I think he's into his 20s, right, to learn what it means to really work hard. And what he said was, and I'm like very positive that many people have probably heard something similar to this, but I'm gonna just say it. He said that once he got in his 20s and once he started to live alone, he realized that hard work isn't about what you necessarily do in front of people or doing what you're told to be doing. You know, I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, that it's about doing the things that you have to do without being like forced, without any orders, being disciplined enough to take action even in times of distress, when you feel like you want to give up, when you feel hopeless, when you feel like there's nothing left to be done. What can you do to go even further? We take hard work for granted because, well, one, it's hard, and two, it's work, and no one wants to do anything that's hard. No one wants to do work. And you put it together, it's like, whoa, that's way too much hard work. No, but we don't realize the places that doing those things can take us. Or sometimes we do, and we still back down from it because we don't want to take on that burden, that responsibility. Well, I'm willing to take on that burden and responsibility because I have to. And that leads me to the next one, ourselves. I say I have to because I know I'm capable. There was times where I believed that there's no way that I could do these things. I mean, I would say that, I'm too something. And that was the reason, whatever that was the reason why I wasn't capable of achieving anything. I'm too this, I'm too that. And it doesn't make sense to me anymore. Like, how could I tell myself that I'm not enough for whatever it is I'm trying to achieve, and yet I haven't even attempted to try it? Or maybe I have attempted to try it, and I gave up on it due to the fact that it was hard work. Like, anything really worth attaining in life or chasing after, anything really worth it, it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, and life will test you to see if you're strong enough. And at the early stages of it all, you're probably not strong enough, but that doesn't mean you can't improve. That doesn't mean I can't improve. We should look at ourselves as if we're not enough and take ourselves for granted. We don't know our own strengths. Like, I didn't know my own strength, but now I'm starting to get an idea of it. And I truly believe that there's a lot that I can do, that there's a lot that I'm capable of achieving and that I will achieve, that I shouldn't take myself for granted. I shouldn't reject those thoughts of getting up and trying. Instead, I should appreciate them and explore them, because who knows where it could take me. But anyway, that was basically it. You know, obviously there's always more to be said. There's always more. Like, it's never not enough. But I don't want to make, it's already 20 minutes damn near, so I don't want to make like this a long, incredibly long video, right? So I just want to say thank you for listening, whoever does listen, and there will be more videos. I'll probably make a third one today. I'm not sure, but yeah, because I don't want people thinking I'm wearing the same clothes every day, which sometimes I tend to, I'm not gonna say I tend to do, but yeah, I'm gonna probably make a third video, maybe, get some more topics. But yeah, I encourage people to progress as I will progress. This is my word, I guess you could say, that here am I, or here I am, not here am I, here I am at my lowest point in life, the short life that I've lived so far. And this is me trying to do something about it, trying to better myself. And this is gonna be a journey, as it should be. And I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna hate it at times, but it's part of it. So to whoever's listening, I'm here with you. I hope you're here with me as well. All right, here goes nothing.